Bit of choke. Oh, first pull. I've got myself and Will, my camera operator. Combined, we're probably about 210 plus kilos in a little tinny with a 5 horsepower. Something tells me I'm going to get sick of that real quick. We'll give it a go. Something tells me we will not be getting up on the plane. All right, fire up this hummingbird. I don't think this is going to cut the mustard, do you, Will? No. That's flat stick. No. No. I got the lecky going. Put in a few casts. I might start on that little jetty over there. And it's perfect. Yep. Yeah, this is what they do. Kill all those things. This could be a first cast bust off here, so. Oh no. Alright. Let's see how she. Oh yeah, that's alright. That's not too bad. Alright, let's see if we can find one. Just sitting in under this jetty. Whoa. Fish on. First cast. A little brim. First go. Bingo. Come here, little guy. Now I know for a fact there are some absolute thumping brim in here, but you've always got to get past these little guys first. Oh mate, cute little fella, but I want his mama. Let's try that again. Struggling to see that line. And he smacked it too. Whoa. Whoa. Back that drag off a bit. Oh, oh. It's a much nicer brim. Feels like it is, even though it's... watch your foot there, Mr. Cameraman. Come back, mate. Not quite ready yet. There he is. So this is really good. I love this little boat. Coming in here and doing these sorts of things, just casting these rock walls. There's good stability in the boat. I can stand up. I don't feel like I'm going to fall out. And even with my giant camera operator sitting at the front there, it's still a great little stable boat. And coming in here and casting for brim and so forth, really is the perfect little boat for that, especially with that Minn Kota. Such an advantage. You hook a fish, hit your spot lock, keeps you in that one position, and you can get him back in the water and keep fishing. Lots of fun. It's definitely around the pole. I'll drive up into this gap. I might be able to get it off. Let's go. Come on, little fella. Whatever you are. I'm pretty sure it's a trevally of some sort. Feel it belting away down there. Wow, look at the brim in here. Crazy. Alright, nice and gentle on the pole. See if I can get him out. Oh, he's still... Go forward a bit more. Oh, I can feel it on the... Another advantage of a little boat, you can get, oh, gone. You can get into small spaces. And you can bang tinnies into things. Oh God, yeah, bit me off.
Well, what's the final verdict? Needs a bigger motor. With two blokes in here, it's just too slow. You can't really skirt around to different spots. You've sort of got to hang around the same area unless you're willing to put in hours and hours of very, very slow travel. But in terms of its stability, it's fantastic. I'm very happy. You've got to move that seat or the Minn Kota across so it's not hitting the seat. And everything else is great. So just a bigger donk, I think. And I think we've got one on the way.
Now we took her out, myself and Will, our camera operator, and with the 5 horsepower, and look, it gets us around, it gets us from A to B, but because it's not just me using, my son using this tinny, I'll be using it as well. We really needed something a little bit faster, a little bit more power to even just get us up on the plane, and I've gone for a 15 horsepower Tohatsu. And the reason I've gone for a Tohatsu, now I bought this outboard, so I don't get anything out of this, I just went and bought it. These are the only truly made Japanese outboard motors on the market right now. In fact, Tohatsu has the biggest outboard factory in the world in Japan, all under one roof. And they actually make other brands as well, but they're fuel injected and they are a sensational motor. And there's a few features that I'm sure you guys at home are gonna love as well. Now I'm gonna keep the 5 horsepower and I'll swap it out when my son goes by himself with his mates, and I'll put this one back on. And the good thing about these is the way that you can carry them when you're wanting to swap them out. Now you can see at the front here, there's a handle that sits there, so you can grab onto that handle there, and at the very back of the outboard motor itself, just underneath here, there's a space under there where I can get 4 fingers in underneath. So to lift this thing up is an absolute breeze, whereas a lot of the outboard motors on the market, they haven't really thought it through, and you can only get a couple of fingers in a little hole there and you're grabbing onto the front of the motor. Well, they've really thought this through. So picking these up off the back, because it's a 15 horsepower, and a lot of people might use a tinny like this as a car topper, for example, and then have this in the back of their car or their caravan, you can actually just, yep, as I say, 4 fingers under there, the handle there, and away you go. So that's a really great feature. Let's look under the cowling. Okay, let's have a look underneath. Now there's a couple of, look, there's a stack of things in here, but I'm not going to bore you with it all. But some of the things that I think are really important, the fuel pump on this side, pretty sure that's the fuel pump there, is actually stainless steel. A lot of the other manufacturers don't have stainless steel fuel pumps. Obviously in salt water makes a massive difference. All the screws and nuts and bolts all the way through here are marine grade stainless steel, so they won't corrode. I've had many, many outboards over the years, and I can tell you, the first points to corrode are the screws, nuts and bolts. That's pretty much it. It's fuel injected, and at 15 horsepower, this little tinny is going to rock and roll. So I'm very happy with the Tohatsu. All we've got to do now is take it for a run, and we're also going to reposition this Minn Kota because yeah, it was definitely heading in the wrong direction and smacking, whoever sits in the front seat smacks him in the back of the neck. So we're just going to move it over today. It's a pretty simple thing to do, isn't it, Josh? Just moving the plate, move that across. And I think she's pretty much done then. So I think these are the last changes to the boat. We've got the new 15 horsepower Tohatsu on. We've moved the Minn Kota so the head doesn't stick into the back of the passenger. We've re-siliconed the bung hole there, although we did put the boat in without the bung. A bit of water went in. I think we've all done that at one time or another. But the most important thing now with this Tohatsu is to run it in. And the first thing you're supposed to do with these is run them at idle for about 10 minutes first before you go, and then only go to say half throttle for the first, I think 1 to 3 hours, something along those lines. So we're certainly not going to get it up and boogie today, but already just with it idling the way it is, it's so much quieter than the little 2-stroke 5 horsepower. I just feel so much more confident with the extra weight in the boat that it's going to push us along nicely. And again, the great thing is I can unclip this so easily and put the 5 horsepower back on for my son when it's his turn to go out with his mates. So I'm just going to let this thing idle for a little bit more. It's already been running about 5 or 6 minutes. And you can let it idle in gear, so you can start moving out and idle around in gear, but I think I'll just sit here for a little while
do the 10 minutes at idle just like this, just monitor the motor and enjoy the scenery while we wait. Oh my gosh, there are dolphins right here. What is going on? They're chasing bait in the shallows. Oh my gosh. There are dolphins at my boat ramp, up the creek, like 10 meters away. What is happening? Jewies stacked up. They're jewfish stacked up for sure. That's what they are. Just got to get them to bite. That's going to be the hardest bit. Yeah, they're dewies. When you're tying on these fish traps, they've already got a split ring on the top, so you can just tie directly to the split ring if you want to, or you can tie a loop knot. I tend to tie a loop knot. I think you get a little bit more action out of them when there's a loop knot, but it really doesn't matter too much. I'm actually casting it, bringing it back, as opposed to drifting and just bouncing it up and down off the bottom. And all I'm doing is just vibing it up slowly off the bottom, letting it sink back down. Spotted him on the sounder, and bang, I'm pretty sure this is a little dewy. It's not a big fish. Just gonna spot lock us there. Come on, little fella. Real dead weight at the moment. Foul hooked. Oh no, it's a foul hooked flathead by the looks. It's actually not a bad little flatty either. How beautiful that guy is, would you? But that's not the dewy I'm after. Gosh, I thought for sure I had one then. Wow, the sound has lit up. Well, no dewies, and that's dewy fishing. We can still see them on the sounder, but they won't eat. There's plenty of bait, but we're going to go back to our plan. I'm in the boat ramps right there, so we really haven't gone and done what we wanted to do. I'm going to start running this tatsu in, so we're going to start heading up the back of the creek and see what we can find. So no more than half throttle for at least the first 3 hours. So that throttle's on about that much and it's already better than the 5. There's another hole there, we just went over with fishing it. Well, that's it for the tinny project. I'm sure there's plenty more things that we're going to think of that we want to add to it or take off in the years to come, but I think putting that 15 horsepower Daihatsu on the back was definitely a good choice. Not that we really had to have it, but it is very nice. But anyway, I'm sure we've got more projects to come. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the water. Cheers.